8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Soundithavam. The Prime Minister points out if the country wants to look forward to a prosperous future, then the country should achieve self-sufficiency in each sector. 348 more contract COVID-19. 582 discharged after recovery from the coronavirus. Advisory issued for severe lightning. The new term of school education will commence on the 11th of January 2021. The Governor of the Eastern Province requests the general public to limit their visits to the Trincomalee district as the health officials warned that there is a surge in coronavirus infections in the district. News overseas, COVID news, Sydney to keep restrictions for Christmas amid outbreak. And in sports, Sri Lanka worried about new COVID-19 strain, but the England tour likely to be on schedule. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa points out if the country wants to look forward to a prosperous future, then the country should achieve self-sufficiency in each sector. The main objective of this government is to achieve this goal, the Premier added. The Prime Minister made these comments while addressing the public after opening the new distribution outlet of the State Pharmaceutical Corporation in Ratmalana today. A total of 348 individuals have tested positive for COVID-19 so far today, the Government Information Department said. Among the newly reported cases, 276 are close contacts of the earlier patients, while 72 are prisoners. Accordingly, the total COVID-19 cases in Sri Lanka stands at 38,407. The Ministry of Health says that another 582 patients who previously tested positive for COVID-19 have recovered and been discharged from hospitals within the last 24 hours. This brings the total number of COVID-19 recoveries in the country to 29,882. The majority of the recoveries are reported from the Bingiria Treatment Centre, 69, Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital, 69, Vatupitivala Treatment Centre, 41, Gallella Treatment Centre, 38, and Poonani Treatment Centre, 38. A total of 38,059 cases of coronavirus have been reported in Sri Lanka so far, while 7,994 of them are currently under medical care. Sri Lanka also witnessed 183 fatalities due to the virus. The Department of Meteorology warns that thundershowers accompanied by severe lightning are likely to occur at several places over the island. Accordingly, several places in the Sabragamo and Western provinces and in the Galle, Matara and Nuwara districts are expected to be affected by this weather condition. In addition, heavy showers of above 100 millimeters are likely at some places. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thundershowers, the advisory read further. The general public has been urged to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by lightning. The water levels of many reservoirs in the Ulhitigala Rankinda Mahaveli have gone up due to the heavy rains experienced in those areas. It has gone up by 11 meters and some sluice gates have been opened. The Irrigation Technical Officer Deepta Jayasekara said the water levels are being observed around the clock. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
The Governor of the Eastern Province, Anuradha Yahampath, requests the general public to limit their visits to the Trincomalee district, as the health officials warned that there is a surge in coronavirus infections in the district. Therefore, the Governor requests the public and officials to avoid visiting the district unless it is of utmost importance. The decision was taken this morning at a meeting held at the Eastern Province Governor's Secretariat. The meeting was convened with the sole purpose of finding the ways and means to control the corona outbreak in the province. The Governor requests the security forces to take stern legal action against anyone who violates the quarantine law. The public has been requested to refrain from engaging in pilgrimages to Sri Pada Adams Peak in January 2021, said the Nuwara District Secretary. The request has been made by the COVID-19 Prevention Committee of Nuwara Elia. That's local news.
Darling, our daughter has top O-level results. Do you know what this means?
Yes, just 3 years and she'll be going abroad for her degree.
For which we'll need a bank loan.
But is a normal loan the smartest option?
What else?
The smartest way is to start an HDFC Smart Goals account.
Let your child begin their degree with no delays. Start an HDFC Smart Goals account. Call 2356 888.
Honey, you're so smart.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The new term of school education will commence on the 11th of January 2021. The Ministry of Education says that all grades, including grade 1 to 5, will commence on that day. The textbooks will be distributed through respective school principals and relevant officials. However, the schools in the Western Province, namely Colombo, Gampaha and Kalutara districts, and in isolated areas, will not commence on the 11th of January. That came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Taking a look at Watchlight, the residents and motorists seriously complain about sudden excavation work on Pamankada Road adjoining W.A. Silva Mavatha. This has caused immense difficulties to the motorists and residents to travel on this road. Further, this creates unnecessary traffic congestion during peak hours. The residents also do not know for what reason this excavation work is taking place. This is for the attention of the traffic police and the RDA. On inquiry, the relevant officials said that they will immediately probe into the arbitrary excavation practices in the city. That was brought to you in Watchlight. Moving on to a bulletin of world news in the headlines. Trump urges Congress to amend wasteful coronavirus aid bill. COVID news, Sydney to keep restrictions for Christmas amid outbreak. And France police shootings, 3 officers killed by gunmen who was later found dead. US President Trump has urged Congress to amend a $900 billion coronavirus relief bill to more than triple its stimulus payments to Americans. In a video message posted on Twitter, he said, "The package really is a disgrace, full of wasteful items. It's called the COVID relief bill, but it has almost nothing to do with COVID," he said. The $900 billion bill includes one-off $600 payments to most Americans, but Mr. Trump said the figure should be $2,000. Authorities in Sydney have extended COVID restrictions on social gatherings across Christmas in a bid to curb an outbreak in Australia's largest city. Most Sydneysiders will continue to be able to have 10 adult visitors to their home over the holiday period. But in a slight relaxation of rules, young children can be included on top of that number between the 24th to the 26th of December. Sydney saw just 8 new cases on Wednesday, fueling optimism about efforts to contain the outbreak. A gunman has shot dead 3 police officers who were called to a domestic violence incident in central France. The suspect, 48, said to be known to authorities on child custody issues, was later found dead, officials said. A woman had fled to the roof of a house in a remote village near Saint Just in the early hours of Wednesday. The gunman killed 1 officer and wounded another. He then set fire to the house and killed 2 more officers who arrived. The woman was rescued. Back to the headlines of the world news. Trump urges Congress to amend wasteful coronavirus aid bill. COVID news, Sydney to keep restrictions for Christmas amid outbreak. And France police shootings, 3 officers killed by gunmen who was later found dead. Moving on to development news, the Central Environment Authority, CEA, yesterday reiterated that the ban of manufacturing and selling certain single-use plastic SUP Consumer items will take effect from January 1st next year in a bid to make Sri Lanka free of plastic and polythene waste. Accordingly, the manufacturing of earbuds having plastic stems, popularly known as cotton buds, inflatable toys, sachets which have a capacity of 20 milliliters or 20 grams or below, filling or formulation of agrochemicals or pesticides in plastic bottles made of PET, polyethylene terephthalate and PVC, polyvinyl chloride, are banned from January 1st. That's development news. Taking a look at sports, it's cricket. Sri Lanka cricket's medical personnel are concerned about the new strain of COVID-19 that is believed to have emerged in England, but those concerns are unlikely to put England's two-test tour of Sri Lanka starting January 14th in jeopardy. There may, however, be additional medical protocols for the England team, either before they leave England or after they arrive in Sri Lanka. SLC's medical staff members are expected to have discussions with their counterparts at the ECB on Tuesday afternoon. The focus of those discussions is now likely to be the new strain and what precautions are being taken to prevent it from being introduced to Sri Lanka via the touring group. That's sports news, and let's look at business news. The Colombo City Centre concluded construction of residences and commenced handing over in August 2020, being the first to do so from the high-end development projects in the heart of Colombo during the year 2020. Colombo City Centre residences recorded the highest number of sales amongst the residence projects in Colombo during the peak of the pandemic, and about 40 more units are now available for purchase, which is most likely to be sold out within the next few months. The mixed development comprises of a total of 192 luxury apartments of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms and penthouses, an international standard shopping mall and an upcoming international hotel. That's business news, economic news to follow.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Developing sustainability in tourism has been one of the fundamental objects of the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. This essential and crucial message of sustainability was launched on the iconic open-deck double-decker coach of the Colombo City Tours Driving Sustainable Tourism to create awareness among local and foreign tourists. The event took place at the Golfes Hotel recently. The Colombo City Tour is the first ever open-deck city sightseeing service in Sri Lanka, which is a venture in collaboration with the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority and Ebert Silva Holidays. That's economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
In the weather report, the Met Department says showers will occur at times in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Nuwara district. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern and north-central provinces. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places elsewhere. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamu and southern provinces and in the Kaluthara district. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. This weather report was issued this evening at 7:30 p.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The Prime Minister points out if the country wants to look forward to a prosperous future, then the country should achieve self-sufficiency in each sector. 348 more contract COVID-19. 582 discharged after recovery from the coronavirus. Advisory issued for severe lightning. The new term of school education will commence on the 11th of January 2021. The governor of the Eastern Province requests the general public to limit their visits to the Trincomalee district as the health officials warned that there is a surge in coronavirus infections in the district. In COVID news, Sydney to keep restrictions for Christmas amid outbreak. Sri Lanka worried about new COVID-19 strain, but the England tour likely to be on schedule. That concludes tonight's news broadcast, and now it's back to your good friend And mine and your hostess tonight, Geethanjali Ramanayaka, to take you to the end of transmission, keeping you well entertained. Back to you, Geethanjali.